We're joined by associate head coach and assistant general manager Tom Gilbert ahead of tonight's preseason game against Cedar Rapids. Coach, it's crazy. It feels like just yesterday we were playing Dubuque in the playoffs. We're already here, 2025-26 here upon us. How was the off season for you?
It was good. It was good. You know, every year is something different. It brings something different. You got a new group of kids coming in, faces. Expectations last year was we didn't know, and obviously it turned out to be a really good year. Ended a little bit short again, so it's nice to be back. It's nice to have a break too in between the summer, but nice to be back, see some new faces again. I'm excited to get this going.
Coming to camp, how's camp been?
Camp's been great. The guys have showed up. It's been really enjoyable. Again, to see some familiar faces that have been back here, some new faces coming in, a lot of young faces. But the energy's been great, so looking forward to see our first game.
You've been beating up on each other for the past couple weeks. You finally get a chance to see somebody else in Cedar Rapids tonight. What does that bring into the fold? And for you guys as kind of evaluators at this point too, as you know the day is coming where you got to get the roster down to the final size for the year. What do these preseason games mean in that aspect as well?
Yeah, preseason is supposed to be hard, right? So the expectation is like every single player, like doesn't regardless if you're feeling good, you're a little bit sore, like this is the way that it is. And we want to see what guys want to show up in these moments. You know, it's been a long week, but it's been a great week though too, with guys learning new systems, coming in competing. So it's nice to, like you said, to get a chance to go play against a different team, not beat up on your own guys, and see what they got.
You look at your back end that you are kind of the head of on that bench, and playing as long as you did, you know the experience comes into play. A lot of returners on the back end. I think all 9 guys that you have at camp in the defensive core played in games last season. What does that do to kind of start with that balance for you guys?
It definitely helps out when it comes to teaching aspects. The practices so far, like it's been with Caleb in that, and all the guys that at least playing one game, learning the systems, it's been a lot easier. The transition's been awesome. It makes it easier as a coach when you don't need to start from step one. And these guys have been great. They understand it. They've been doing a really good job. So again, it helps out definitely our forwards when the puck is moving. We're doing the right things in the back end, trying to create offense.
All right, we're joined with Caps forward Alex Lunski. Lunker, the road to recovery long, but it's here back in Madison for another year. What are your thoughts on how the offseason went and how that recovery went for you?
Recovery went well. I think the shoulder's feeling good throughout training camp here, and excited to have a big year and just be back with the boys in Madison again.
Going through training camp for the second time, is it a little bit easier, harder? What does it look like for you on a day-to-day?
I think it's been good. Body's sore, but just getting the recovery in and getting through camp, and looking forward to a few preseason games here and then hitting the regular season.
Yeah, you mentioned the preseason games this weekend, 2 against Cedar Rapids. What are your thoughts going into this weekend?
They're going to come out hard. I think every time we play Cedar Rapids, it's a good game, and I think we need to be prepared and mentally focused for the games, and I think it'll be good.
Your expectations for the season?
I think we have a good group of guys, obviously, and I think it'll be fun being back, being one of the older guys on the team, and I think it'll be a good year.
Going through the offseason, you mentioned the shoulder. What does that feel like at the end of the year to now? Like, is it night and day difference? I know a ton of, I'm guessing, surgery, that sort of thing went into it. How does that change, and what did that affect your game at the end of last year?
Yeah, I definitely have more confidence, I feel like, now with my shoulder being back to 100%, and I think, last year it was tough battling through injury, but I think I just have more confidence this year, and I'm ready for a good season.
We're joined with Caps forward Jackson Ernst ahead of tonight's preseason game against Cedar Rapids. Jackson, there's going to be another Ernst on this ice against you. We'll start with that. What's it going to be like to go against your brother? Being on the same team last season at high school, I'm guessing a lot throughout your youth. playing against him for the first time. What's that going to be like?
Yeah, it's going to be really weird. Growing up, we've always kind of played together. I mean, last year we played in the same line, so we're kind of going to go from line mates to now just enemies. So I'm excited for it. I know he is too, so it should be a fun battle.
Has there been any trash talk between the two of you, like little something like, hey, I'm going to beat you tomorrow?
I mean, a little bit, and then like all summer we've kind of been scrimmaging and we've been on different teams. So, we've kind of been adjusting to it. So we're excited. We're ready for it.
You were here at training camp last season. Obviously, you spent the beginning of the year with the Wendigo. You went to Lakeville South, where you guys made the state tournament. You were the captain of that team. How was last year as a whole for you?
Yeah, last year went really good. I started in Wendigo. It went, I want to say it went good, but not as good as I would like it to. So I decided to go back to high school, and then high school was super fun. It was super fun being able to go back, play with all my friends, all my buddies, my brother, obviously. It was a whole lot of fun. We made a really good run. And then I went back at the end of the year at Wendigo, and it went a lot better than the start. And then we made a Robertson Cup push, and we almost won it. So it was really good. It was really fun.
Back here in Madison for another training camp. That year of experience at training camp, what does that help you with coming into training camp here this year?
Yeah, I just kind of think it's nice to kind of know what to expect. So it's like over the summer, I was kind of able to prepare how I wanted to prepare and do a lot of the same testing that we're going to be doing that we already did here. So it was just kind of nice to have the experience and know what I'm going to be getting into.
How were your results in the testing? Did you like how they came out?
I really liked how they came out. So I thought it went well, and it was a lot of fun competing against everybody. So
yeah, what are your expectations for the season?
I'm just hoping that I'll be able to make the team and then just have a good year. And yeah.
We're joined by Director of Scouting for the Madison Capitals, Justin Friedman. Frieds, how was the off season?
Long. Saw a lot of guys this year. All the way from May through now we're into September. The season's starting, and I know we'll be in Chicago this weekend with Steel Icebreaker. I know I've got a couple teams that I've got to coach, but I'll also be in the rink watching games. So it kind of never stops. Fortunately, we were lucky enough to have Andy go out to Buffalo to watch the 2010s at the national camp. So we've got a nice little bit of head start on that, and it was busy, and it really never stops.
Yeah, you mentioned May, obviously the USHL drafts. You and the scouting department, a big piece of that, as well as the coaching staff. What were your thoughts on the draft and kind of assembling the squad we have here?
Yeah, I think we're very happy with the way things went at the 09 level. Obviously, there were two kids that were tendered, Stephen Cover and Michael Tang. Obviously, they've kind of hopefully entrenched their way in with the squad here to start because they'll be here for the whole year. And I know we're pretty excited to see some of our guys that will be playing over the course of the next weekend or 3 weeks actually in Pittsburgh, out in Blaine at the Blade Showcase and then the Northeast Pack. So I know we're excited to get out and see some of our affiliate guys here over the next couple weeks.
Going then from the draft, obviously the next step is the main camp, the Futures Camp. A big part of that is through our scouting department and through you. Kind of give us a brief recap on that.
Yeah, it went great. I think we were very, very pleased with what we were able to bring in phase 2, and that's a credit to the guys that work with us here, the scouts. I know Gary Biggs I relied a lot on for phase 2, and Gary did a really, really good job of kind of rounding all that up. And we got a couple guys that do a really good job up in Minnesota, and Dan Miller, Mike Smith, Jack Andringa was in Minnesota coming down here now. West Durant as well. We've got a lot of guys that we rely on, and they do a really good job for us ultimately, and they were able to help us out with that. And we leaned on some of these guys as well to help with our Futures Camp, which I thought was the best one we've had in 2-3 years. We had probably about 12 to 14 teams worth of kids, and extremely skilled kids here. I thought almost everybody, all the kids here, AAA to caliber talent, and a lot of potential future USHL players here, which made it fun for us to be a part of it.
Going into the year, what does that look like for you? Obviously, your head's all over the place with all sorts of different gigs going on. Tell a Caps fan what all your jobs are and kind of what that regular season looks like for Justin Friedman.
Fortunately, with our staff, obviously we've got about 7 or 8 scouts that are on our side. Fortunately, I've got a couple guys that do a really good job at the phase 2 side of it. Gary being kind of one who coordinates a lot of that. So I get a chance to kind of worry more about the younger guys. So I obviously start with the 2010s this year, which is our U15s, which will be the phase 1 draft, which I more so than anything coordinate. And then I also get to dig into the 11s and 12s a little bit because those guys will be here for our Futures Camp. So the tournaments start this weekend, and we're going at the very least 3 trips in the first 4 to 5 weeks.